We're going to introduce ourselves, the event, and go from there.
Okay, everyone. I'm Devai, 22, senior. I'm a biology major and kinesiology major. Woo!
Yeah. Okay, my name is Nisha. I'm 22. I'm a grad student.
I'm Jamerica, 21, graduating senior this fall, communications student, yada, yada, yada. So our event is Self-Awareness 101. The purpose of this and what really brought this to fruition is the fact that one day I journal a lot. Raise your hand if you journal. That's actually really funny because this is a room full of men and y'all don't journal, and that's something that's very popular that people do. And y'all don't really tap into y'all's emotions like you should, but we'll get into that later. But I was journaling for about a year, and I went back and I read it, and I seen that I was repeating myself and saying the same things, and I seen that I was in the same place now that I wrote about and was praying myself out of. So yeah, I was aware of myself, but I didn't know how to implement things that could change me from my situation. So that's why I had the idea that we can get this going and have a conversation with y'all, because we're all in the same boat. We're going through the same things really, and we don't necessarily have the spaces to be vulnerable and honest with each other. You might think you're friends, you can do it with them, but sometimes you're just too scared to.
And how this event is purposeful to us, simply because sometimes we don't realize that our intentions don't match our delivery. And knowing that and being very self-aware, like when you're dealing with people in relationships, friendships, whatever it can be, it's just knowing that you're self-aware and you're understanding how you're perceived, because you're responsible for not only your intention, but your delivery.
And so basically, since this is an open forum event, the way we will run this and how it will be executed is we'll have a series of questions and you guys will be able to answer. And it's just a judgment-free zone. And it's not that many of y'all in here, so just be mindful of what everybody's saying. Don't be talking about it in the MSC. Don't be laughing at nobody. And if they want to get deep and personal, then just let them.
Yeah.
Or you will leave.
And Phi Beta Sigma, the principles, the motto, things that they pride themselves on is being inclusive, the inclusive we, right? So we want to include the community in this conversation because it matters, and the brothers of Phi Beta Sigma care more about your internal, because only then will it showcase externally and you can go out into the world and be impactful and not just talk, but be able to back it up. So girls, let's get into it. We all go through situations where things happen that are out of our control, and we try to talk to people and get an understanding and try to find a middle ground, but some people just aren't able to, they don't have the capacity to be mature about situations. So give me an example of times yourselves have not been mature in a situation and made it escalate when it could have not escalated. And if you want me to go first, just to
Yeah, you go first.
Okay, y'all. I'm getting deep. So, how many of y'all are in relationships? Raise your hand. Situationships, boo thing, somebody else. Y'all are lying if your hand's not up. But I was in a relationship for about 2.5 years, and something that I wasn't necessarily mature about was the display of my emotions. And I don't know if you know this, but between a man and woman, we tend to think a lot differently. Man, do y'all feel like y'all are simple? Not in a rude way, but simple, straight to the point. You prefer things to be direct? Yeah. Well, see, me and my man, I wanted to go beyond the surface every single time. I wanted to pick apart everything that was being said, and I didn't want to believe that what he was saying was what it was. So I found myself hysterical over situations that were really minute, which made him pull away.
Crying?
Girl, crying, throwing up, sliding down a wall. You name it, I was doing it. And I feel like if I was just more aware in the sense of how I was, it wasn't my emotions that was the problem. Do any of y'all feel like having emotions is y'all's problem sometimes? I feel like people can't be receptive to that.
Lack of.
Lack of?
Lack of emotion?
What you mean by that?
They don't have
Being nonchalant and having a lack of emotion. We try to attribute stoicism to not having emotions, but
Yeah.
You have lack of emotion?
emotions?
Oh no, I'm talking about myself for sure.
Yeah, yeah. And how has that like shown up in the instance you were like, damn, I probably should have showed that I cared more?
Oh, too many that I don't feel like sharing.
Yeah, yeah, but that's real, and I'm sure a lot of people can attest to that. And like, you just got to understand that you have control over what you deliver and the intention behind it, but not necessarily how people receive it. So what do y'all think
since you
about
are aware of having lack of emotion,
Mm-hmm.
in your next whatever, will you try to show more emotion, or are you going to continue to be nonchalant?
I'm honestly not even worried about the whole relationship aspect of doing
It's
it.
friendships also.
What about platonically?
No, not even worried about the other person. More so for myself.
Oh,
Showing emotion and allowing myself to feel emotion when things just happen to me. More so than just shrugging it off and just like, sometimes that could be congratulatory, not reveling in the moment.
yeah.
That could be,
What that mean?
yeah, like whether it be reveling in the moment sometimes or feeling sad emotion rather than shutting it off and just saying, okay, I'm gonna move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
Living in it and feeling it versus just trying to move. Because what you guys are talking about is like, you guys said that men want things straight forward.
Yeah.
That means we want things to move. If they don't move, we're like, I don't know what I'm
Y'all don't
doing.
like to dwell in the situation for too long.
Yeah.
I mean-
who else can agree with that in the audience?
We agree.
Please don't be cute. Don't
I
be
can
cute.
say for myself, not that I'm like immature, but y'all say, yeah, I think I lack emotions. Like,
Really?
like
that's
I don't like
odd.
to. I don't know, like my pride. I got pride, and
Me too.
it's not that I don't want to express them, but I feel like when I do, like you said, I don't get the results or the way I would like it to be. Like I want you to, if I say something, I want you to be like, oh my God, like I'm so sorry, like like I don't
Yeah.
know, like it shouldn't be. Oh well, I wasn't trying to do that. Like you apologize, but you do it again. That's why I don't usually like express myself or like get too deep into that because now I feel like if I have to keep repeating myself, what's the point?
Right.
And then like I can speak for like the childish. I was telling like one day I was having a good little time and like I was just really upset, y'all. So I wound up texting like.
Damn. She broke rule number 1.
Yeah.
Who you blew
I
up?
cussed
Fail. Put
that
it
boy
on.
out. I cussed him out, y'all. I can't even lie. And it was just like, why did you do that?
Yeah.
Why did you do that? Like, I don't know. And I just felt like I needed to do that in that space. But then like after I woke up the next morning, I was like, dang, like I regret that.
It's always after the fact that you realize
Yeah.
it could have been handled differently.
Yeah, I should have just been like, I don't care.
But you did though.
I did.
You did.
But like I said, I'm not gonna keep repeating myself.
So what are ways that you think you can like let someone know that respect is required for you to be here? Boundaries are required for you to be
I
here.
feel like in order, like it all starts with you. Like once you say something, you have to stand on it. You can't say it and then go back on your word because then they not taking you serious, and then you get mad when they not taking you serious.
I be weak. I be weak in the knees. But okay, you can mess up this time and then say it 20 more times.
No.
Right.
So
what does that
we can't
look
give them
like?
no chance.
Yeah. No chances. That's not grace though.
You got grace. You don't got too many graces.
You got a couple.
So we just can't be delusional.
Yeah.
Delusional?
3.
3's enough.
It's after 3 you're done.
Yeah.
What I said?
It's really 2.5.
2.5.
How
Dang, come
how
on
many
now,
of y'all
Nisha.
feel like y'all have given people more chances than they deserve?
The opposite for me.
Yeah?
I've
Who
gotten
bold
more
enough to speak up about it and tell us what they learned from it or what they didn't learn?
You ain't gotta go in detail if you don't
You don't
want
gotta
to.
go in detail, but just like speak up.
I mean, I can speak up, but it's the opposite. Like, I've gotten more chances.
Oh,
you feel like you
So what
so
you
why
doing?
you keep taking advantage? No, just playing. Just playing.
I'm not gonna speak up.
No, I'm playing.
We just having
I'm
to get,
sorry.
we trying to get the tea.
But talk about that though.
Do you feel like you deserve those chances?
Some of them, but
What
the
makes
other,
them different?
Okay, so some of them I was trying. Some of them I wasn't trying. I wasn't doing nothing. I was just talking.
And what made you feel like that was okay to do to whoever? Was it because they allowed it? Was it because they didn't respect themselves, so you felt like you didn't have to? What? What made you feel like that?
Because that's a good question.
Basically, I really just did it. I mean, I wasn't really thinking, so.
Yeah.
But you did, like, if she would have held you to that certain standard, do you think you would have done it? Like, if she would have been like, this is this and this is that, and like, if you messed up the first time, you think she would have let you keep messing up if she would have like set that boundary with you first?
It depends on like me, because there's different times where I was mature about the situation, other times I wasn't. So. Yeah.
I like how you speak about that ambivalence, because I feel like a lot of us go through that when we, I'm sorry, ambivalence, the confusion, the back and forth.
Okay.
One, standing on what you say. One day you're being weak in the knees, one day you're standing firm. And I think a lot of times we already know what we should do in a situation, but we choose to deviate from that and not do it. Why do we do that to ourselves?
Because, I mean, you have these, I think me, for myself, I think I look at people and I look at like what it could be and not what it is.
The potential.
And I feel like, yeah, like the potential, you know how they be like, you gotta see the potential in yourself?
No.
I be seeing the potential in people.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's where I like lack the self-awareness.
Yeah.
Because I be like, okay, this is what I want it to be. Like, I really want it to be this.
Yeah.
And it literally be a completely different thing. So now I'm
Yeah.
like sitting up here hurting my feelings.
So that's
Right.
not even you trying to see the potential in them. You're trying to see who you want them to be.
Oh.
They don't even want to be there.
Oh.
You gotta let them know.
You have to read me like that.
Right. 'Cause
But
she
yes,
let
that's
me-
exactly what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is.
No, I understand
And I have to work
that.
on that because it's like, okay, if they show you who they are once, you have to be able to like be like,
Believe
okay, I
it.
see it. Yeah, like once they show you who they are, it's like, okay,
Yeah.
we gotta push
Yeah.
it to the side.
Yeah. But I know we talk about it like, yeah, but what are the practicals? What can we implement to be sure that we're standing firm? Or I know you have a system.
You want me to tell them the system?
No.
Oh, well, she can't.
It's very helpful, and we took notes. But what are some practicals that we can implement to make sure to hold ourselves accountable? Ernie, she doesn't want to share her system that could probably be really helpful for a lot of people, but
Okay, fine.
yeah. Oh, okay. Listen to this, y'all.
Okay, this is not the system, but the system is basically like you give people 3 times. Like every time people say 3 times, it's 3 times for real. It's 3. It's not 4, 5, 6. It's 3.
Yeah.
And then you have to just let them know, like, everybody. Okay, first off, people like you got to miss out on the prize. Everybody's not the prize though.
Oh.
You have to actually be the prize so you can tell somebody like you missing out on the prize.
I like that.
Everybody's not the prize. But
That's true.
if you BSing and they BSing, okay. But if you're actually not BSing and they're BSing, then you have to for real give them 3.
Yeah.
And you have to let them know each time, whether they remember it or not, you need to remember it. This was time 1. This was time 2. I'm not going to tell you on time 3. You just,
Yeah. Document it. Document it
it's just,
down.
time 3, you have to figure it out on your own because time 3 is time 3.
Yeah.
That's real.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I'd be not forgetting because I will remember it.
Oh, I do.
But I feel like I have to be like, I have to stand my ground.
You don't
I
forget
have to stand my ground. I feel like I won't be doing that. Like you said, weekend knees.
Weekend needs.
That.
Yeah, very much. I know we talked about like
It's funny.
yeah, what is so funny? You should talk about it. What is so funny,
I
Mom?
like how you said the first time, you said, like, let people show you who they are. So, like, basically, she said 3 times, so, like, that's what you need. Like,
I really be trying to give grace with 3. It
So you just be
it
cutting people off. So
shouldn't be
you
3.
strict.
You feel me?
Why are you so strict?
If I'm
Yeah, she said, you know, when they show you who they are the first time, you gotta, you know, see.
Yeah, I mean, everybody gonna give you the representative the first time that you meet them. But at the same time, you should be able to evaluate based off of who that representative is. Like,
Right.
If a person tells you who they are the first time you meet
Yeah.
them, it's just a matter of you.
But I feel like it's not that easy for some reason.
Yeah, because what if
No,
they
it's never that
change
easy.
right when I let them
It's
go?
never that easy. But that's part of why it's like a gamble to even be to like
That's-
whenever you try to do it.
That's exactly what it is.
Again.
It's a gamble.
Everybody don't deserve this.
Yeah. So you gotta know when to like draw the line. Like, okay, I
Yeah.
gave you this chance.
Okay.
Because if it's too severe, then yeah, we gotta go.
Oh, and that ties into us like being willing to learn. That's us being willing to learn from our mistakes, because that's one thing that will build your awareness about yourself is, yes, we're human, we're gonna make mistakes in this life, it's inevitable, but what you learn from that, and like, unless you're like a hardhead and it takes a lot, like you really gotta get broken down and shattered and hurt to learn something, the first couple times we'll do it, and then you'll realize, yeah, you should want more from yourself.
Yeah. I think that's where I come, like, I know I be messing up and stuff, but I be having to sit back and be like, I was telling my friends the other day, I was like, God did not put me on this earth and name me Divine for no reason. Like, Divine, I ain't never heard that name before, so I gotta exude that somehow, some way, like, I don't know. It just
So
makes
for the
sense to me.
people who feel, because it's like knowing yourself. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah. Yes, that ties into that. You said God placed me here for a reason. You're here for a reason, and what better way to know who you are and your worth than having that alone time to really feel yourself out? Because we spend a lot of time surrounding ourselves around others. I know y'all are in a frat. Brothers spend a lot of time together, but when do you have the individual time to really sit down and be alone? Be with those intrusive thoughts. Cast them out. Dissect them. How can that be done? And sometimes people take that as being lonely, but it's not being lonely, it's just being alone, and there is a difference.
It is.
Do y'all know the difference between being lonely versus being alone? What's the difference?
So if you're alone,
We can't hear you.
Can you speak up?
Come closer, actually.
Lonely just means that you don't enjoy who you're alone with. To me personally. So if I enjoy who I'm alone with myself, then I can never really be alone. That's my two.
That's good. That's good.
Got anything to add to that? Y'all snapping?
No, I totally agree with you.
I was talking to them the other day, and I just feel like one thing about men, y'all choose y'allself
Every time.
but like us as women, we don't do that.
Yeah. Why are y'all so selfish?
Because like you said, you give people one chance and you be done. So how did you do that? Like, why do you do that?
You know, me personally, like, I feel like you said, men and women are different. So women have more emotional attachment
Yeah.
to people. And as a man, we're not talking at the, as a man, at the end of the day, like, we are only valued as much as we can, like, provide.
Oh.
You feel me? So it's like, at the end of the day, if you're a woman and you like don't want to be with me, like, I still got my mama and my family to take care of. At the end of the day, you know what I mean? So it's like I can't really be too worried about it.
Now, is that the truth though, or was that something that was just projected onto you from generations before?
It's crazy. I thought it was the truth. You know what I mean? Personally, I want to take care of my mama.
Right.
I don't know about everybody else.
But you said men are only as important as they can provide. Do you feel like that's not a societal structure? Like, that's a
We get what she's trying to say. You get societal.
I don't know.
What was the other word?
But I get
It's never gonna come out. We don't know what that is.
We got you.
What do you want to be in life?
You asking me?
Yeah, like, what's your career? What do you want to be in?
Me?
Yeah.
What do I want to be in life? I want to be a global diplomat.
Okay, check me out.
Yeah.
Would you, if a man that worked at McDonald's shot at you?
How do you get global diplomat?
Absolutely. Because you want to know why? Because I'm only going to accept a man based off his character. It doesn't matter what you're doing right now, because look at this. If you have integrity, you have diligence, you have a vision, you have, you're going to get it, you're not procrastinating, you have everything you need to have what you want in this life. It starts spiritually, and the physical is going to follow. The money's going to come. But it starts with
I don't think every female is worried about money.
Yeah.
She's not. Can you protect my heart? Can you protect my emotions?
Okay, well, I'm gonna speak for my. I ain't gonna.
You said what now?
I mean, we in college.
You gonna
We
pick
stable
them up?
for
Wait,
real.
hold up. Okay, look, what's your saying?
He said, what did I want to be in my life? And then if I would date a guy that worked in McDonald's.
But let me be honest. It's not that I want. I want to be a dentist, and I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I would be meeting a man from like not saying.
She's like, he's not
like, my mom has always taught me, and it's not about just money. I'm gonna be able to provide for myself. That's not the issue. But knowing, like meeting a man, I need a man on my level. That's really what it is, a man on my level. Not saying he has to like make more than me or nothing, but like being a dentist and dating.
That wasn't the question. The question was because they made his point. This is really, it was supposed to get back to you, because you said you only give somebody one chance. Somebody was only going to give you one chance. How would you feel though? Like,
And you was working at McDonald's.
respect is crazy. So if you really like her,
But I was gonna say, but I feel like men. Wait, let's talk about this though. Let's say I am making more than my man. He is going to resent me forever. Every time I've seen a situation like that, I've seen a girl. Let's talk about what was that movie?
What movie?
The Tyler Perry movie when she built that man up. She was acrimony. Yeah, like men will start to resent you just because you technically brought him up, you supported him through all of this time. And now, like, oh, I got to where I need to be at. So I'm.
But that's why we need to be aware that we're not their mothers, though.
But I'm not trying to be your mother.
That's not necessarily the truth. That's dependent.
Okay, what's your question?
Max has a question.
Okay. I'm sorry, it's just that you guys brought up some points, and I'm like, what if that person, man or woman that you wanted, like, dating, because this is for us too, what if that person is content with that status in life?
For sure.
You talked about, specifically for America, like, them having, like, the money will come.
Yeah.
Like, the good life will come. Like,
Right.
he's talking about being able to support someone financially, and I get to you talking about, like, emotionally and everything like that, but also Devi said, you gotta be on my level. What is level? Like,
Like she said, emotionally, physically, but also being able to do nice things for me. I feel like, not trying to be funny, but like, I'm gonna be a dentist. Like, there's certain things that I do want in life. I want a man who can provide. That's how I was raised.
But like,
and a man from.
But like,
No.
the thing I'm saying is like.
But as a man, do you not want to provide?
No,
like,
it's not,
is that not what y'all?
that. What I'm saying is, there are people in this world that are content with where they are because it's the life that they.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and that's fine for them. That's just, I don't want that to be in my life.
Max, that's where being equally yoked comes in.
Yeah, like,
you can't be with
boom.
someone who doesn't have the same aspirations, goals, and end goal as you, because it's not gonna match. So that's being equally yoked.
Equally
What'd you
yoked
say?
is everything. Like, from morals to values. It's
Right.
from.
But would you?
But he can have the
date a
same
man?
morals and values. but
Just
not
answer this question.
If I date a man from McDonald's right now, we on the same level.
As long as you don't plan to stay there.
Yeah, as long as you don't plan to stay there. I don't plan to stay here now.
Once you get into dentistry,
No, I will not.
you say you're gonna dump him no matter how much you like him.
He would have been moved up by
Yeah,
now.
like, I'm
As soon
sorry.
as you're
That's like
dead.
no, because, but let's talk about this too. Like, okay, let me, no, because y'all trying to come for me. Y'all trying to come for me. That's like friendships. You don't hang out with, y'all hang out with broke men right now. Y'all broke, y'all hang out with y'all broke friends.
I ain't broken off.
Okay.
Hey, I'm gonna take care of it.
No, okay, really where I'm coming from is like, okay.
Don't be me.
But no, because now y'all trying to flip this. And then so we talking about gaslighting. But no, on some real stuff, like where I'm coming from with it is like, I feel like you can't hang around certain people that aren't on your level. In the Bible, like God always talks about how you have to carry yourself a certain way. You have to be around people who share the same interests. I'm not going to be a dentist. I'm going to be a dentist. Not saying I can't hang out with somebody from McDonald's, but if they're content about working at McDonald's, that is not the person or the person, like the friend I want to be around.
Exactly.
That's simple.
And you'll move
because
on.
you should always want more. You should always want more for yourself. You should never settle for less just because it's there and that it's easy to attain. You should always want to go for the hardest stuff. Like dentistry, I have to go through 4 more years of school. If I would have sit up here and been like, oh, I got a kinesiology degree, I can just do my thing. No, not saying that's a bad thing. That's not what I want to do though. No, like I have a kinesiology degree, but that's not, at first I wanted to do that because I changed what I wanted because I was around people who didn't want to do things. So I changed myself. That's why I wound up doing kinesiology. That's not what I wanted to do from the jump. So when I changed it and started getting into biology, I was like, dang, like this is actually what I wanted to do. I should have never doubted myself or settled for less just because I was around people who settled for less. So that's where it comes into play with the wanting a man who could provide or be equally yoked. Like I'm not gonna date a man from McDonald's when I'm a dentist.
Yeah.
I will not do that.
Yeah.
Thank you for your honesty.
And that's just true.
And you
I will
should.
not. Yeah, like,
Legal vote.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah. Right now, I don't care where you work at, as long as you got a job and a car.
Yeah.
And you're nice and you look good.
Yeah.
But until you get into dentist school.
Yeah, like everything is cool right now. It's cool. Whatever you are, as long as you're just not content being there. I feel like you should always, like I said, always wanting more.
But with that though, I feel like you can't blame a person if they don't aspire to go for these big things, because location does play a part in your mindset. If you haven't seen more, you won't know more.
Yeah, that's
and you got to be aware of that, because like, know where you are right now. If you feel uncomfortable in a situation, you feel like you've outgrown this place or a relationship or anything like that, you will know it's time to go, but you're still sitting in that expired place for what? So if you know you're supposed to be somewhere else, get up and go. Don't worry about how you're going to do it, just get up and go. So you have to be aware when you feel expired in a situation. Somebody had a question?
Yeah, I got a question. So you should always want more, but at what point do you feel like I should like stop and like, okay, I can provide for my family, I'm doing well. When do I stop wanting more and spend time with what I've achieved?
Well,
I agree with you. I don't think you should always aim for more, because that's our problem now.
Yeah, that's a bad thing. Okay, so what I was meaning, I guess my more right now is dentistry. So like in my mind, until I get there, I'm gonna keep going for it. So I'm going big, you know. I want to say Beyonce.
Well, let me ask you this question: what does success look like for you? Because that's something you have to be aware of to know your stopping place.
Honestly, as long as I can turn my PlayStation on and eat food every day and call my mom when I want to, I'm chilling.
So that's ultimate success for you in life?
Yeah, like it doesn't really matter if I'm becoming president of the United States or if I'm doing it by, say, working at McDonald's. I just so happen to choose to strive to be an engineer because that's the easy way to, not a necessarily easy way, but that's one way to attain it, and that's the way that I enjoy attaining it.
Right.
But it's just,
yeah,
that's real though.
I feel like that's good that you are aware of your limit, because a lot of people chase goals and things and they're checking boxes off, yet they're still feeling empty on the inside. And it's scripture that talks about how like a man can get all these riches in the world on the mountaintops, but who's there with you? Men success